Here we're looking at the installation of the Worcester Bosch Green Star CDi wall-mounted gas-fired condensing combi. Our installer is Ken Gayton.
Follow the unpacking sequence to avoid damage to the boiler casing.
The site should have been surveyed before you arrive, but before you hang the boiler on the wall, it's worth getting the instructions out and just taking a few minutes to check the appliance clearances and the flue clearances to make sure that everything is as it should be.
In particular, consider any possible nuisance to neighbouring properties caused by pluming.
In this section, we look at fitting the wall mounting plate and the pre-plumbing manifold.
The swivel capability of the wall mounting top bracket allows very precise levelling.
Well, that's the wall mounting plate fitted to the wall, and the pre-plumbing manifold is in place, giving us plenty of room for running the pipework downwards, but there is also the option of running the pipework up behind the boiler through this section here, and that's indicated on this label. So now it's back to Ken to install the pipework.
Ensure that the filter is placed in the cold inlet section of the filling link. The filling link plugs into the isolation valves on the wall mounting jig, ensuring a tidier finish than the more familiar braided hose. At this point you can fully fit and test the pipework, leaving the final installation of the boiler till later.
Well, that's the pipework almost complete, and before you put the boiler onto the mounting plate, there's one very important point. This pressure relief valve connection point has got to be pushed down to allow the boiler to sit back against the plate.
Remove the condensate siphon to allow access to the pipework connections. Relocate the tun dish by pushing it up. The smaller tube within the condensate pipe is designed to induce siphonage. The connection to the condensate pipe is push fit to allow for easy removal. The condensate waste is run in standard 3/4 inch plastic overflow pipe, in this case terminating in an internal soil stack.
So that's the pipework complete and the boiler mounted on the wall. Now let's have a look at the flue options.
The Green Star CDi series has a choice of two differently sized flue systems, the 100 and the 125mm. Both systems have different maximum lengths. Full details on the options are given in the literature. The maximum length of flue depends upon the boiler output and the diameter of the flue pipe, together with any inline bends.
In this section we look at the installation of the wiring and the built-in programmer.
The boiler has an ingress protection or IP rating, which is dependent upon the type of controls fitted. The digital control gives the maximum IP4XD. When the mechanical controls are fitted, the IP rating drops to 20, which means that the boiler is suitable for installing in Zone 3. To make wiring up easier, the mains connector block is now removable. Ensure that the polarity is correct, as this affects the correct working of the flame rectification circuit. There's a wide choice of plug-in timers and controls available, which includes basic mechanical timers right through to digital optimizing room thermostats. All of these options are detailed in the timers and controls section of this DVD. In this instance, we're going to use the twin-channel digital timer with wireless room thermostat. This enables the installation to comply with Part L of the building regulations. The appliance requires a 230 volt supply, preferably fed from a 3 amp fusible spur.